Hey double majors, welcome back to my channel. What's poppin', what's poppin', what's poppington? All right y'all, so for today's video I'm going to tell you how I stay organized in college. So I'm so excited for this video. Let's just go ahead and get started. So I'm gonna break this down into the 3 different like sites slash web apps that I use to help me stay organized in college, and it literally starts off from the beginning of the semester. So if you guys are about to start off your school semester now, I highly suggest that you use these tips. That way you can have a successful semester as well. Okay, so the first application that I use is called iStudies Pro. Now I have been using this since my freshman year of undergraduate college. So when I first went in to Spelman, I think I was just looking up different apps, you know, stuff to use for like a schedule, and this is the app that I've used, and I've used it every year, every semester since. So I saved setting up my semester for this video. I'll be doing that with you guys today so you can see how I prepare for a successful semester. So let's start off with the iStudies Pro app. I do have the Pro app, which I believe, I don't know how much it is. I feel like it can't be more than $3.99 because I don't think I would pay that much for an app, but it has been worth it because I do use it every single semester. I don't know what the difference between the Pro and the regular version is because I've had the Pro one for so long, but just so you know, I have the Pro version. So this is what the setup of iStudies looks like. You can see at the bottom it has today, which is like your daily calendar, your monthly calendar, assignments, and planner. On your daily schedule, this will usually tell you what classes you have today, and then you can swipe and it'll tell you what exams you have that day or coming up, and you can swipe the other way. Ooh, for some reason I just got this like feeling like I was about to start sneezing. Right, it'll show you what assignments you have coming up in the next 5 days or so, and you can change it to tell you when assignments are due more days in advance or less in advance, whatever you prefer. In order for your classes to show up here, you basically have to put your schedule, you have to import your schedule into iStudies, and I'll show you how to do that. First, I'm going to go through the rest of the app so that you know what else the app can do. So next to that, you have the calendar. This is basically just like your daily view, but it allows you to see all of your month at once. So I'm actually going to go back to my last semester just to show you guys what a month would have looked like. So you can see here in November, each different dot represents a different class. So whenever there's a yellow dot, I have that yellow class. Whenever there's a red dot, I have that class, that red class. And so it'll show me that on Monday on the 5th, I have that yellow class and that red class, etc. Then from 1:30 to 2:45, I have my experimental statistics biology class. And you can see that it'll show me where my class is and who my professor is. Also at the top, you can see that it says class, comma. Now, in graduate school, all I'm taking are basically lectures, but if it was a different kind of class, I could write that down instead of it just saying that it was a class. That way I know. If it was a seminar, I could write seminar. If it was a lab, I could write lab. This is so difficult to explain because it does a lot of different things, but I think that once I do one class for you, you'll be able to see the difference. But one thing that I won't be able to show you guys here because I don't have one in my schedule this semester is when your classes when you have one class that has several different classes in it. So let's just say for organic chemistry, you have 3 different professors. You have to take a lecture, you have to take a lab, and you have to take an orientation or a recitation, and that shows up 3 different times on your schedule. So maybe Monday, Wednesday, and Friday you have lecture at 10 a.m. but on Mondays at 2 p.m. you have recitation, and on Wednesdays at 3 p.m. you have lab. You don't have to make those into 3 separate classes. They can all go underneath one class, but you would just switch it up and you would say at this time I have class, and then at this time I have seminar, and then at this time I have like that. I hope this is making sense. You can put in your exams, and that will let you know what days your exams are. They can remind you like 2 weeks ahead of time. That way you can actually study before your exam starts. And you can also put your assignments in here. So again, it's kind of hard for me to show you guys now because I haven't set it up yet, but you get the gist of it. Moving over to the assignments, I'm showing you guys here all of my completed assignments for last semester. Every class is different. Last semester, it was really just my animal behavior class that really had assignments that were due kind of like every week that I needed to always set myself a reminder for. And so what I do to make sure that I never miss an assignment is I put it in this app directly from my syllabus as soon as I get my syllabus. So when it's syllabus week, this is what I do, and I will never miss an assignment because I will get a notification like a week before it's due, 2 days before it's due, and the day before it's due, like an hour or so. And so I never miss an assignment because of this. And once I complete it, I can just check it off, and then it won't send me any more notifications. So like I said, right now I don't have any current assignments because I haven't filled it in yet from my syllabus, but that's just an example of how I use the assignments app. Lastly, you go over to the planner, and this is where you will create your semester classes. So there are 3 tabs at the top. It's semester, holidays, and instructors. So starting off with semesters, you guys can see, like I said here, that I have had every single semester since I've been in college. Fall, spring, fall 2015, spring 2016, fall, I keep having each semesters. And the last one, like I said, that I had was my fall 2018 graduate semester 1. So today we're gonna do spring 2019 graduate semester 2. Next to that, you have holidays. This is just if you want to add a certain holiday, that way it'll show up on your calendar. I do have mine synced to like my Google Calendar, so it'll say I don't have any classes on MLK Day automatically, Christmas, etc. The last tab, which is instructors, is also one of my favorite things about it because, as you can see here, it is a running list of every academic professor I've ever had. So for example, I'm going to choose one of my favorite math professors, Keandra Johnson, and you can see here that these are all the classes that I've taken from her. So I took college algebra my freshman semester, I took statistics from her, and I also took applied calculus from her. And here you can also see how for college algebra, sometimes we would have it on Monday, Wednesday, Fridays, sometimes we would have it on Thursday at a different day, and sometimes we would have it on Tuesday at a different day. That was a crazy semester. And then for applied calculus, same thing. We would have classes on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at one time. And then on Thursday it was a different time, but I was able to put that all underneath that professor, that class, that room, a different time, etc., etc. Also on here, what you can do with each instructor is you can add their picture if you like. I don't have any of my professors' pictures. I think that's kind of weird, but I put their name, what department they're in, their email, their phone number, and their office hours, and their like office number. This really helps me out, especially in the beginning of the semester, because when you're trying to like get into the groove of going to office hours, you don't know where your professor's office hours are, when they are, how long they are. I find this to be really helpful because I don't have to pull out my syllabus from my binder or go onto my laptop and then try to pull up the syllabus from online again. I already have it like right here on my phone, and literally like while I'm on my way, if I'm on the bus, if I'm walking, going through the building, whatever, I can just look right here and say, okay, it's Thursday. She has office hours from 10:30 to 12:30. It's 11 a.m. I can head over there right now. And yeah, it also helps you with their email, because how often do you go back to your syllabus to look for an email or their phone number if you ever want to call ahead of time or whatever it is. So that is basically what this app is. It's just like everything in one. I really recommend taking your syllabus and just putting it on your phone basically, in ways that you can use it. So I'm gonna go ahead and do one class for you guys here, then I'm going to show you guys how easy it is for you to set up your classes. I'm basically done setting up this class, because even though there are some assignments that she has throughout the semester, she doesn't have the due dates on the syllabus. She says she's going to tell us as she goes along, which is not my favorite, but I'll make sure that when she tells us during class, I will put it right into my phone. And I will also write it down in my planner, which I will show you guys later. So yeah, that is basically how I use my iStudies Pro app. For me, the more notifications the better, because the more annoyed I get with it, the more I'm like, okay, I keep procrastinating, let me just go ahead and do that. Is how I end up getting a lot of my assignments done like a week before they're actually due. Another tip, if you're a procrastinator like me, is to set the due date in your phone for a few days before it's actually due. Now, if you're pretty good at this, you don't have to do this, but sometimes I will procrastinate to the day of for a big assignment, and then I'm like, crap, like now I have to write an 8-page paper overnight. I've done that before, pulled an all-nighter, got it done, turned it in just to realize that I had like 2 days left. I've done that multiple times, and because I don't look at my syllabus anymore, I know that I have everything on my phone. I don't do that for every assignment, so I don't expect myself like, I probably gave myself 2 days. Like, no, every date I pretty much set, and by the time it gets to the end of the semester, I've forgotten which assignments that I have changed the date for. So I use my iStudies Pro as law, and I just complete the assignments when they tell me to, and now I never miss an assignment. Wow, I did not know this video was going to be this long. I should have known that it's going to take me forever to explain all these different things, but let's go ahead and go to my next tip, which is to use Microsoft OneNote to take your notes in class. Now, if you are new in college and you don't really know, I feel like it took me a while to fully grasp using my computer in class. I was still taking handwritten notes until my junior year in college, which I do enjoy taking handwritten notes, but I personally, I'm very big on my handwriting. You guys have seen it before. Y'all know I'm a little bit OCD, so I write very slow because I like for my handwriting to be neat. And when you have to just get information down, sometimes writing slow, like, it just isn't the business. You can't do it. So I decided that I really like using Microsoft's OneNote. This is what I use for all of my notes now, unless it is like a class that I have to write for, like chemistry or math. But even then, I still try and type things out. Then I'll have a separate notebook where I will write things that I have to write. So just like the iStudies Pro app, what you want to do is at the beginning of every semester, you want to go on your OneNote and you want to set up a new notebook for your semester. Now, I've already kind of started because, like I said, my semester has started, but it's very simple. First thing you want to do is sign into your Microsoft account. If you don't have one, you can just create one. It's free. Next, you want to create a notebook. Like I said, I start with a new one every semester just to keep my stuff organized. And then you're going to create a different tab, and I do one for each course that I am taking. So I will show you guys, for an example, my senior year spring semester. So I named my folder senior season spring semester. That's how you know you're ready to go, when you name your tabs senior season. So these are the different classes that I took my senior year spring semester. So then for every single class that I take, I create a new page. So think about it like it's a notebook, right? So your notebook is your big book bag. So this is my book bag for my senior season spring semester. Your section is your binder. So each class that I take is going to have a different binder. And then the pages are like the pages in your notebook or in your binder. About OneNote is that you can add things to it like it is a Word document, but it keeps everything organized. One of those great add-on features is to add a PDF. So what I like to do is the first page on every single one of my notebooks is the syllabus. So I download the PDF of my syllabus online, and then I add it to my first page of each notebook. This just makes it easy to reference some of the due dates or the requirements that I need for different assignments throughout the semester. Now, each class is different on how you take notes, even though I'm taking it all on the same device. So I will do another video on how I take notes for certain kind of classes. Let me know down below what questions you have on how to take notes or how to study so I can answer them in my next video. For this particular class, Women's Health Disparities, I had to do readings beforehand, and then we would have a lecture in class where we would also have conversations and sometimes PowerPoints, but not always. So what I would do is that I would read the book. I start off by writing notes from the reading the night or like a couple of nights before the actual class. I wrote down just some key points that I noticed when reading the book. Now, it looks like there was a PDF version of this book. So you can see here that I took a screenshot and then I added that to the document because it was a long quote that I didn't want to type up myself, but I felt like it would be good to read back over either during class or for later on for a paper or anything like that. This makes it so easy to write cumulative papers in the middle at the end of the semester because you've literally grabbed quotes throughout the semester. So this is really good for English majors, psychology, physiology, women's health, humanities majors. This is how I would suggest you do your notes and your studying. I will start off by adding a PDF link or the ebook page numbers. That way, when I'm coming back later on, for example, if it was to write a paper, I would say, okay, I know that I took notes on women's wellness. I would go to this page and then I would either be able to go through and look at my notes to say, okay, this is exactly what I needed, perfect, or I'm like, I need a little bit more. Let me go to the full PDF and it'll take me exactly to where the PDF is online. I add screenshots of graphs or quotes, and it's really simple to do that. You do it just like it's a Word document and you add a picture. So that is how I will prepare for class. Then while I'm in class, I will add to the notes that I already have. So it's kind of difficult to see what notes I took before class and what notes I took during class. But if I wrote something before class and then they also talked about it during class, that's when I will either highlight it, underline it, bold it, whatever really works for you. And like I said, you can do all of that on OneNote. So that's one way that I can take notes, where basically I will take notes of the reading, then I will take notes during class. Now, if your professor gives you PowerPoint slides before class, there are two ways that you can do this. Now, last semester, this is what my animal behavior professor did, and I wasn't used to receiving all of the information before class. I was kind of torn between not bringing my laptop and writing everything down because I knew that I would have the slides later, or typing everything out during class so that I could, like, you know, stay awake and stay active. There's multiple ways that you can do this, but these are the two ways that I did it throughout the semester. So in the beginning of the semester, I would read the PowerPoint and then I would take notes on my laptop from what I could understand from the PowerPoint. Now, obviously, you're not going to understand everything. You need your professor to sometimes, but usually you need your professor to explain everything to you. So I'll write down exactly how she has different things set up on the PowerPoint, and that is how I prepare for class. You can also add different tags. So sometimes I'll add a question mark if it's something that I don't understand, and if she doesn't explain it well in class, I know that I need to ask a question during class, come back for office hours. I would continue to take notes like this if I did not have the PowerPoint on the Moodle page for the entire semester, but because I did, I found it to be kind of pointless to take notes because you're never going to move as fast as the professor does, and so you'd be missing out on things. And I noticed that, so when I would go back to study, I found myself going back to the PowerPoint slides and not to my own notes. So I was like, this is a waste of time for me to type all of this stuff out. So then what I decided to do was to also voice record, which again you can do on OneNote, something that I love to do, especially during lectures, especially when professors talk fast. You can do audio recording. Now, what I suggest you do is you break up your audio recording into sections. So maybe every slide or maybe every 3 slides. You know, when there's just a pause in a lecture, I would stop my recording, and I try not to make my recording anywhere longer than 10 minutes. That way, if I need to go over a certain topic, I don't have to try and go through an hour-and-a-half long lecture, and I put the audio box right next to whatever section the professor was just talking about. So if I'm going over, for example, mating systems and how they influence sexual selection on my PowerPoint slides preparing for my exam, and I'm like, oh, I don't quite get exactly what she's saying here, I kind of need to hear how she explained it one more time, I will go directly to my notes, I'll click the audio, and it'll play for 2, 5, 10 minutes, however long the clip is, and I'm able to kind of like reimagine myself being in class, and I'm not missing out on any particular things that the professor said during their lecture. So finally, what I decided to do at the end of the semester was I would download the PowerPoints as PDFs, then I would add them to my OneNote slide. I would voice record, and I would also add text box with additional notes. So when I'm going through my PowerPoint slides when I'm studying, I can press play, I can hear her while she's talking, going through, and then I can see, oh yeah, and this is also something else. I can underline, I can highlight, I can circle, I can type on here. And to me, this was the best way. It would help me move fast, and also would really help me listen during the lectures, which I feel like is a really big difference. I really felt like I was able to absorb the information better this way because I was able to hear the information twice. While she was giving a lecture, I wasn't like this the whole time trying to type and look up and listen at the same time. I could just sit there and listen to her. And then if she said something that was important and I noticed that it wasn't on the slide, I could quickly type it, but I wasn't typing long sentences or paragraphs or trying to work on my format while she was talking. And if for some reason I did miss what she said, I already had it recorded, so I was hearing it multiple times. And that to me worked out the best because I was attentive, I was paying attention, and it was really quick and easy for me to study this information over again. I wasn't wasting my time during, before, or after class. Also, you can send your notebooks as PDF files, you can email them, and you can print them. So I've had classes where I write my notes all semester, and then a professor says I'm having an open note quiz. You can bring all your notes, but you can't have your laptop. That's no problem for me. All I have to do is print each one of my pages that are in that section of my notebook. It's also really helpful if you're allowed to bring a cheat sheet for a class because your notes are already typed up, so it'll help you to just create a new cheat sheet, and you can just copy and paste, change the size to really, really small. You're not wasting that much time recopying everything. And lastly, one thing that I also love about OneNote, and this is something that I've learned because you guys know I've had a lot of problems with my laptop. I've broken it several times before, and this is a big tip that I keep when it comes to school, is make sure that all of your stuff is on the cloud, okay? Because notebooks, you can leave a notebook at home and you're screwed. It can fall in the toilet and it's messed up. Your laptop can be broken and now you don't have any of your Word documents. If it's on the cloud, you can get it on your app, you can get it on a computer lab, you can get it on your laptop, you can get it on a friend's laptop, you can send it to people, and it just makes life easy. And that brings me into my last application that I use for college success, and that is Google Documents. Now this also counts as Google Slides and Google Sheets. If you're not using Google, I don't know how you are a college student, and I don't know how you are surviving, but like I said, keep everything in the cloud. And that just goes for everything, especially group projects. If you've never used Google Docs before, basically it is Word documents on the cloud. So it allows you to do everything that you can do on Word. It's a little bit of a learning curve because some things are different, but for the most part, you can do everything that you do on Word, on Google Docs, but you can also add multiple people to your document. So if you're ever working on a group assignment, even if it's not a paper, if you want to jot down ideas, it's really helpful because everybody can work on the same project at the same time in different places. You can use it on your laptop, you can log in through email on any other laptop or desktop in computer labs, you can use it on your phone, and you can use it on your iPad. And because, like I said, I've had a lot of problems with my laptop, I like to have all of my important documents on my Google Drive. So I always have a copy of my resume, my personal statement, my cover letter, and any essays that I have. I do have one of the newer MacBooks, which means I have like no storage on my laptop, and honestly I save all of my storage for YouTube. So I keep all of my documents on Google Doc, and also I basically just write all of my papers, any important documents, on Google Doc, because if my computer was to crash, it's never a problem, and it's so stress-free. Then I just go ahead and save it on there. So I have papers from years ago that I can keep on there because I have space and I don't have to have them on my laptop taking up space that I can be using to make videos for you guys. Now hopefully you guys know about all these different Google interfaces, but if you don't, hopefully I helped you out. Like I said, you can also use Google Slides. That's great for group presentations. Also, a little creative tip is to look up themes online for unique looking PowerPoints, because they have some really cool ones for Google Documents. I always see people use the same ones, and we always have special ones with my group because I like for my presentations to look all fancy. I said Google Sheets, that's also really easy to navigate. It's actually the same as using Excel. I like to use that not only just for class, but just for like organization reasons. When I was applying to graduate school, I had a Google Sheets to help me out with my application deadlines, the dates, the schools, the different things that I needed for each school. If you've never used any of these Google interfaces before, just try it, because you won't realize how clutch it is to forget your laptop and then be like, oh, it doesn't matter because I can just go to the computer lab and do everything that I need to do on there. Oh, to finish off, you can download the apps for both Google Docs and Microsoft OneNote, and you can study on the go. Now, I know for some people they're gonna be like, all right girl, you doing too much, but listen, okay, how many times are you just scrolling on your phone, on Instagram, on Twitter, on Pinterest, on Snapchat, on whatever, or sometimes when you're just bored, you just find yourself randomly clicking open your emails when nobody emailing you, sis? Like, that is the perfect time for you to just be looking over your notes. It's a habit that I have created, and it really helps me because the more times that you see information, the better that you will know it. So I definitely recommend downloading the apps to help you guys study on the go. Also, as a little bonus tip, another cool app that you guys can download is called iScanner. If your professor ever asks you to turn in an assignment and it has to be in a PDF form, but you've handwritten it, like organic chemistry or even biochem, or if you're an artist, anything like that, iScanner allows you to basically just like go like this, take a picture of your paper, and then it will transform it into a PDF, and you can either email it directly to you and then upload it onto wherever you have to upload it to, or you can email it directly to your professor. Everybody's not going to need that, but if you're more into handwriting but you have to turn in things online, that is a great app to know about. And lastly, if you do not know about Quizlet, I told you guys, listen, Quizlet is the business, okay? Quizlet has improved my grades so much. I swear by try it. So let me know down below if you guys want me to do like my top hacks for studying with Quizlet, because like I said, Quizlet is my jam, okay? But I will say definitely use Quizlet online and also the app. That is everything basically that I have to share with you guys. I hope you enjoyed this video, how I stay organized in college. I know it seems like a lot, and it probably is for some people. You don't have to do everything. Just take your little pieces from what you did enjoy from this video and implement it in your study skills. If you like the sweatshirt that I'm wearing, you can purchase it from beautyandbrainsapparel.com. It will be a link in the description box down below. I would love and appreciate your support so much. I didn't get to go through my planner because I realized this video would literally be 45 minutes long if it's not already, but I do use the Lavish Life Planner. So if you guys want a video on how I use this, go ahead and comment that down below, and I could also make a video for that. Like I told you guys, I'm trying to get more back into like my advice videos slash like just my videos that have to do with like school, because that is like the brains part of the beauty and brains, you know what I'm saying? And I was kind of like that. So I want to get back to it. So comment down below what kind of videos you want to see with my planner or just for school related advice videos in the future. Also, if you do want to purchase a Lavish Life Planner, that is such a tongue twister. If you want to purchase a Lavish Life Planner, you can use my code Brelynn, which is BRELYNN, for some money off when you check out. Without further ado, I'm finally gonna end the longest video ever. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please give me a thumbs up. Make sure you are subscribed to my channel if you're not already, and click the bell notification, that way you don't miss when I upload. When you subscribe, you become a double major, which means you major in beauty and brains like me. Oops. All right, you guys, I'm finally done. I will see you in my next video. Thank you so much for watching. Bye. 1, 2